നമുക്കിന്ന് voltage multipliers നോക്കാം. With a diode, we can build a rectifier to produce a DC voltage that is nearly equal to the peak value of input AC. നമ്മൾ ഡയോഡ് ഉപയോഗിച്ച് റെക്ടിഫയർ സർക്യൂട്ട് ഫിൽട്ടർ സർക്യൂട്ട് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞു. Now we can also use diodes and capacitors to build circuit that will provide a DC output that is multiple of the peak input AC voltage. Now we can construct a multiplier, voltage multiplier using or we can produce output voltage multiples of the input voltages by using capacitor and diodes. Such circuit is called a voltage multiplier. For example, a voltage doubler will provide a DC output that is twice doubler provides a twice the peak input AC voltage. A voltage tripler will provide a DC output that is 3 times the peak input AC voltage. While voltage multiplier provide DC output that is much greater than the peak input AC voltage, there is no power amplification. This is a very important point. There is no power amplification and law of conservation of energy holds. ഇതിന് ചിലപ്പോൾ ഷോർട്ട് ആൻസർ ആയിട്ട് ചോദിക്കാം, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വൺ വേർഡ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ചോദിക്കാം. അപ്പോൾ വെൻ യു ഡബിൾ ദ വോൾട്ടേജ് ദർ ഇസ് നോ പവർ ആംപ്ലിഫിക്കേഷൻ and there is no breakdown of the law of conservation of energy. When a voltage multiplier increases the peak input voltage by a factor n, the peak input current is decreased. When the voltage is increased, current decreases to conserve the energy, to conserve the power by approximately the same factor, because power is equal to I into V. നിങ്ങൾക്കറിയാലോ, അപ്പോൾ ഇൻപുട്ട് പവർ ഈക്വൽ ടു ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് പവർ, പവർ ലോസ് ഉണ്ടാകും. അത് വരാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് വോൾട്ടേജ് കൂടുമ്പോൾ സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ട് കറണ്ട് കുറയണം. ദസ് ദ ആക്ച്വൽ പവർ ഔട്ട്പുട്ട് ഫ്രോം എ വോൾട്ടേജ് മൾട്ടിപ്ലയർ വിൽ നെവർ ബി ഗ്രേറ്റർ ദാൻ ദി ഇൻപുട്ട് പവർ. പലരും തെറ്റിക്കുന്ന ഒരു പോയിന്റ് ആണിത്. വോൾട്ടേജ് ഡബ്ലർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ പവർ കൂടുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കും. ഇല്ല. In fact, there are losses in the circuit so that the output power will actually be less than the input power. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് സിലബസിൽ പഠിക്കാനുള്ളത് ഹാഫ് വോൾട്ടേജ് ഡബ്ലർ ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ സ്റ്റഡി മെറ്റീരിയൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഞാൻ ഫോർവേഡ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊരു വീഡിയോ നമുക്ക് കണ്ടു നോക്കാം.
From this lecture, I will start voltage multiplier circuits. There are different voltage multiplier circuits available and we have to study them one by one. The first question that comes in our mind is use of voltage multiplier circuits. What is the use of voltage multiplier circuits? Voltage multiplier circuits are used to maintain relatively low transformer peak voltage by stepping up the peak output voltage to 2, 3, 4 or more times the peak rectified voltage. The peak rectified voltage is Vm, and we use the voltage multiplier circuits to step up the peak output voltage to 2, 3, 4 or more times the transformer peak voltage. So we don't have to keep the transformer peak voltage to high value. We can keep it to the relatively lower values, and by using the voltage multiplier circuits we can step up this value 2, 3, 4 or more times. There are two types of voltage multiplier circuits. First one is voltage doubler, second one is voltage tripler and quadrupler. In voltage doubler circuit, we have half wave voltage doubler and full wave voltage doubler. By using voltage doubler circuit, we can have twice of Vm. Vm is the peak rectified voltage, and by using voltage tripler, we can have thrice of Vm, and by using voltage quadrupler, we can have 4 times of Vm. There are two different types of voltage doubler circuits. First one is half wave voltage doubler and second one is full wave voltage doubler. In this lecture we will deal with half wave voltage doubler, and in the next lecture we will deal with full wave voltage doubler. So let's move to the half wave voltage doubler circuit. This is the circuit for half wave voltage doubler. This is the primary winding of the transformer, and this winding is the secondary winding of the transformer. The two parallel lines are the core of the transformer. In this circuit, we are using two diodes D1 and D2 and two capacitors C1 and C2. The output voltage is V out, and we are measuring the output voltage across capacitor C2. During the positive half cycle, during the first positive half cycle, we have to analyze this circuit. This is the first positive half cycle. Vm is the peak rectified voltage. Let's say Vin is the input voltage. Vin is the input voltage. During positive half cycle, the polarity of input voltage is like this, plus minus, and the voltage is Vm. Vin is equal to Vm, and when this happens, diode D2 is reverse biased because N side is connected to the positive and P side is connected to the negative. On the other hand, diode D1 is forward biased because P side is connected to the positive and N side is connected to the negative. We are considering ideal diodes. D1 and D2 both are ideal diodes, and in case of ideal diodes, the diode will be forward biased if voltage across the diode is greater than 0 volts, and in this case it is definitely greater than 0 volts. It is equal to Vm. So the diode D1 is forward biased and we have to replace it with its equivalent model. And in case of ideal diodes, the equivalent model in case of forward bias is short circuit, and this diode D2 will be open circuited because it is reversed biased. So I will paste this circuit and I will modify this circuit in which diode D1 is short circuited and diode D2 is open circuited. This is short circuit and this diode is open circuit. We have to find out voltage across capacitor C1, and let's call it VC1 plus minus Vm. I will use Kirchhoff's voltage law to obtain voltage across the capacitor C1. Vm minus Vc1, this is the polarity of voltage Vc1, equal to 0. So Vc1 is simply equal to Vm. So during positive half cycle, during this half cycle, capacitor C1 will be charged with voltage Vm. Now I will redraw this circuit to analyze the negative half cycle. For negative half cycle, voltage across C1 is Vm, and this will be the polarity of input voltage Vm, and you can clearly see diode D2 is forward biased because N side is connected to negative terminal, and diode D1 is reverse biased because P side is connected to the negative terminal and N side is connected to the positive terminal. So I will remove diode D1 and we have open circuit here. Diode D2 will offer 0 resistance, so it will be short circuited. And now we have to find out voltage across C2. Let's call it Vc2. I will again use Kirchhoff's voltage law to obtain voltage across capacitor C2. Minus Vm. This minus Vm is the input voltage, and this minus Vm is the voltage across C1, plus Vc2 is voltage across capacitor C2. This will be the polarity equal to 0. So Vc2 is simply equal to twice of Vm. And for the next positive half cycle, D2 will remain off and C2 will discharge through the load. This D2 will remain off and D1 will be short circuited for the next positive half cycle, and the voltage across capacitor C2 is equal to twice of Vm, which can be easily discharged through the load. So you can see that we are having the peak rectified voltage equal to Vm, but we are getting twice of Vm by using the half wave voltage doubler. We can connect load resistance across the capacitor C2 and we will have twice of Vm as the voltage across the load resistance. So this is how half wave voltage doubler circuit works. This circuit is very easy. The only important thing is charging of capacitor C1 and charging of capacitor C2 during positive half cycle and during negative half cycle. In the next lecture, I will explain full wave voltage doubler circuit.
ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ കാര്യം മനസ്സിലായെന്ന് കരുതുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ ഇനി സംശയങ്ങളുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ചോദിക്കുക കേട്ടോ, വാട്സപ്പിലോ കോൾ ചെയ്തിട്ടോ ചോദിക്കാം കേട്ടോ.